All right, here we go. Linda Frazier is first. Brother Alan Wright is on. He is second. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Kathy Brown Grant is third. Good evening, Kathy. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for being on with us this evening. Leonard Young is fourth. Y'all come on in here. Joshua Flynn, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. I think Joshua is. Let me look at this again now. Because if Linda was first, Alan was second, Kathy is third, Leonard is fourth, Joshua is fifth. Tavon Williams is on. Super Realtor is on. She is sixth. And Barbara Pinckney is seventh. She is on from Myrtle Beach, celebrating her 43rd anniversary. And that is what we expect to see, Miss Pinckney. Even though you're with your husband celebrating your 43rd anniversary, he knows and you know the family that prays together, stays together, and they're on Friday Night Live together. So happy 43rd anniversary to you, Barbara, and Mr. Pinckney. Barbara Askew, I think, is seventh or eighth. Janine Glover is on, and she is eighth. Sarah Stevens is on. She is ninth. She's Liberty City's finest and Liberty County's finest. So thank you so much for joining us. And rounding out our top 10 today, Latasha is on. So good to see you, as well as good to see Sister Barbara Foster. I believe, didn't you celebrate a wedding anniversary, Sister Foster, this week? I think you did. So good to see Barbara Foster on. Diane McLeod is on. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's past your bedtime. Tia is on. Good evening to you, Tia. And Barbara, you could be with your mama too. You could be spending it with your mama and your husband, but you didn't want to take her to Myrtle Beach with you. I hope y'all are behaving yourselves. Lita! Good to see Condolita Coleman on with us. Good evening to you. Y'all come on in. I'm coming in hot today. Jacqueline Grant is on. That's right, we are wishing Barbara Pinckney and Mr. Pinckney, especially Mr. Pinckney, for all that he's had to go through the last 43 years. Tina Ryan, good evening to you. I see you, Tina. Thank you for being here. And if you're not, no, wait, Barbara, where you going? Barbara, he can, after 43 years, he can give you an hour tonight. He can give you an hour tonight to do this. Aaron Campbell, good to see you. Barbara Foster, it was on June 24th. So let's also wish Barbara Foster and Reverend Lester Foster a happy wedding anniversary. Good to see Chastity Rush on. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. And if you're out now, you might want to get home. It's expecting to be some high-powered thunderstorms this evening. Good to see Lady LaWanda Tillman is on with us, so good evening to you. Y'all kind of slow getting up in here tonight. Sultan, good evening to you. Mike Bell is on from the ATL. If you're not in Savannah, we would love to know where you're from or where you're at. So make sure you let us know where you are or where you're at. Good to see Pastor Thurman Neal Tillman of the First African Baptist Church. Good to see Sherry Wright on as well. Janita Johnson, good evening to you, ma'am. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Willie Brantley is on. Shauna Moss, good evening. It was a decent week. I made it through. Good to see Lily Reddick on as well as Jeff Booker, honorable councilman from Seabright, New Jersey. And our history fact of the day, on Saturday, July 8th, 1961, 65 years ago, Savannah Transit Company changed its name to the Chatham Transit Authority, well, to Savannah Transit Authority, and then it changed its name in 1987 to Chatham Area Transit. So Tina is in Philadelphia. Coach Cassell Bell is on. We know where she is. She is in Duval. She's in Jacksonville, Florida. Miss Strawberry is on. Good to see you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us. And we're going to get ready to jump right in it. I got a little bit late. The Savannah Steel were playing tonight, and I was trying to leave, but the people wouldn't let me leave. Good to see Wendy Bullens on from Cool Vibes Pizza on Montgomery Street. Thank you for joining us. E. Joyce Paris is with us every single Friday night over all these years, except for I think one night I think she overslept. But it's always good to have her on. So let's go ahead and kick this into high gear. So, as you know, first thing we always do, we want you to like the page, share the page. So hopefully you're clicking share. I need you to click share. When I left Wendy, I think we were getting blown out. So we were playing the Jacksonville Wave, and we just didn't seem to have it in gear. And so we were down by a lot, but it's still a good time, still a good crowd, still good to go and cheer for your team. And the Savannah Steel is our professional women's basketball team, so I try to go by there when I can to support them. And Savannah has taken up the Steel, and so they were there cheering. And so I had to leave because, I got this thing I do every Friday night. Vanessa Taylor is on with us. Good evening to you. So go ahead. I need y'all to click share. I need you to click share. Share. I got some stuff to tell you tonight. Click share. Come on. I need you to share the video. All of y'all, come on. Come on. Come on. Click share. Zakia, good evening. Thank you for being here with us. Click share. Come on, go to the video and click share. Share. Dr. Patricia West is on with us. Hello. Thank you for being here with us. Go down and I need you to click share. Share. First of all, I want you to like the page. I want you to like the page where we're doing relatively well. We can get some more folks, right? So we would love to have you to come on with us. Good to see Faye Green on. Hello. So I need you to click share. Go ahead and click share. Go ahead. We're waiting on you. Come on. If you click share, we can go ahead and get started and get into it. So go ahead, click share. And away we go. So, as we always do, hey, good to see Takwa Falak Salim. I love you too. Thank you so much for joining us and being on with us. So, if we want you to like the page, share the page, and then we always send out love. The reason why we send out love is because we believe that prayer works. We believe that good feelings work. And so this is our way of showing love. So our first love always now goes out to our lupus warriors, those who have lupus, but lupus does not have them. Judy Jones is on. Thank you for joining us. Also, no, actually, Joe, I will be in New York this week too. So if we need to connect, let me know. I know a good Italian place in Little Italy. So for real, I'll be there this week. So we can hit up a place. I'll be there before you get there. Good to see Michelle and Mr. Bill on with us. Good to see Terry Golden, my neighbor. Hope you're doing well. Um, so let's go ahead. Let's get to it. We send out love to our lupus warriors. So we're sending that out. Um, Donica! Donica living that retired life. You know what? When the Lord delivers you from somewhere, right? And sometimes you get so uncomfortable in your comfort that you got to go, right? Because sometimes the Lord is ready trying to free you, but you done got so comfortable that you stay. And so then you have to get uncomfortable in your comfort that you'll leave. So, Donica, congratulations on your retirement. You already look better. When you've given the best you can, you need to walk out the door and leave people to themselves. So congratulations. Sarita Johnson is on as well. Snowy, thank you for being here with us. Uh, Tina, I will let you know. Good to see the legend himself, Tyrone Hollywood Brown, is on. Thank you for being here. Right, Donica, you should go run around your bedroom right now because I know you're laying in the bed. You should go run around the bedroom right now, and tell God thank you because you have been delivered. You've been delivered, and you've been delivered with a pension check that's going to come to your house the day before the last day of the month. So at the end of this month, all you have to do is stay alive. If you wake up, that check is going to be sitting there waiting on you. So it is a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. Petula from Hinesville. Good to see you. Thank you for being here with us as well as Cynthia Moore. Good evening to you. Stony! My beautiful niece, Cheyenne Stoney, is on from Brooklyn, New York. Y'all know I love me some Stoney, so we send out love to our girl Stoney. Thank you so much for being here. Also, Eugene Ballard Sr., thank you for being here with us as well. So we send out love to our lupus warriors. We send out love to our multiple sclerosis warriors. We're sending out love right now to our autism awareness, right? And so, autism people just process differently. They live a little differently. And so we send out love for those and those who care for them. Good to see Faith Franklin, and we are glad that you are with us as well. I have heard, about the old Savannah Distillery. I am coming. My staff went this week. They said the food is amazing. So I am coming to the Savannah Distillery, and I hope I can get a chance to meet you when you're there. All right. Donica already ran and cried. Good. And yell real loud, too. Yell real loud. Good to see Miss Marianne Goldwire on with us. And for those of you who did not know, Dr. Pete Silver is on his 50th wedding anniversary. And so he is with his lovely wife, Rosalind. So y'all know he's usually on sending out love to Dr. Pete Silver and Mrs. Rosalind Silver for 50 years of marriage. Congratulations to you all. Darnell Brooks is on from Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you for being here with us. Glad to have you. Okay, and as you all know, Priscilla Dickerson has come into the room. Thank you for being here. And we all know that if you live long enough, you will have some dark days. And we know dark days will come. We know dark days don't stay, right? So we're sending out love to those that are watching, that are depressed, that are down. So we're thinking about you. Yeah, Tyrone, I was out of town. I was out of town when you came in town. And then when you come in town, I'm out of town, I will call you and we will connect. So I apologize, but yeah, I was out of town. Bernice Lohman is on. Thank you for being here. Pastor William Easton is on. Good evening. Sarah Greenbush as well. Good to see Stanley Waltower on. Thank you for being here. Tanika Rivers, good evening to you. Thank you for being here. Spencer White III, the maestro himself, he is on. Thank you so much. Dolores Lovett is on, and she's sending out congratulations to the Silvers as well as Felicia Cuthbert. Thank you very much. Shatira says the rent's so high. It is high. That is why I bought a house, because the rent is so high. It is high. And that is why the city of Savannah helps people to earn their own home, because we recognize that the best way of rent control is a mortgage. And so we are more than willing to help people to own their own homes. But yes, rent is high. Good to see Gloria Lloyd on. Good to see you last week as we celebrated Bishop DeAndre Thurman Sr., as well as the folks at St. Paul CME Church. Great celebration. Glad to be a part of it. Alverna Campbell is on, while her sister, Barbara Pinckney, is out booed up somewhere. Now, Verna, she didn't tell us where she was. She just said she was celebrating her anniversary, 43 years. Good to see Robin Thompson on as well. Camila has joined us. Good evening. Thank you. Sandra Stevens Smalls is on. Good to see you, Pastor. Hope you're doing well. Angelisa Bryant has joined us. Thank you very much for being on with us. And wow, wait a minute. So we have Monica Thornton has joined us, and she is joining us from Zimbabwe. And so please, Monica, please tell Dr. Pete Silver and Mrs. Rosalind Silver that everybody at Friday Night Live wishes them a very, very happy 50th wedding anniversary. Tell them that their Friday Night Live family is thinking about them, and I hope they have an amazing time and they need to behave themselves, okay? So we know you're enjoying yourselves. Tam Reed is on. Thank you, Tam. Good to see my cousin Marion Jones on. Thank you as well. Cassell is on from Duval. Robin is on. Everything is going good for her son. We are very happy about that. I'm going to give you some love for that. Thank you, Mr. O'Leary. Again, we partner with those agencies, so it will probably be best that you partner with them. We connect with our CMAC, our Coastal Military Group, and the Veterans Association, which encompasses all 28 veterans and active duty groups here in the Savannah area. So I would suggest you get in contact with them and become a part of what we're doing here in the community. So Gloria, she purchased her first home back in 2000. Thank you very much as well. Alverna, you're on plant watering duty for Mrs. Pinckney. Okay, well, somebody has to water the plants. Monica says the Silvers had a beautiful recommitment ceremony. Well, thank you. And again, make sure we're thinking about them as well. Thank you. Let's see, what else? Trell Reed is on. Good to see Karen Gwynn on. Hope you're doing well. And I need some information from you, Karen, but I'll call you about that. Trell will be volunteering for Savannah Ambuct and Riverside Rehabilitation. So thank you for what you do in that. Let's go ahead and get into it. It is now time to get into it. So first thing we want to tell you is that this is week number 329. For 329 straight weeks, every single Friday, for the last 329 weeks, every single Friday, for the last 2,304 days, every single Friday, for the last 6 years and 3 months, every single Friday, for the last 75 months, we have been together. We have been together For 2,304 days, we have been together every single Friday for 329 weeks. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping us to build community from right here in Savannah, Georgia. Could not have done it without you. You show up, and that is why I'm here. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for giving us your time. Thank you for giving us your energy. And together we are Savannah Strong. Even if you don't live in Savannah, we have built community from Savannah, right? Good to see Stacy Henderson on as well. Good to see Marjorie Young, our small business maven, on. And it was, you're very welcome. Good to see Brother Keith Kimball is in the house. Good to see Angelique. Glad to have you on with us. Good to see Pastor Andre Osborne of the First Tabernacle Baptist Church. Thank you so much. Ashley wants me to visit at Kingwood Drive. Please go ahead and send a request to my office. Thank you, thank you, thank you. China, Nichelle, good evening to you. Red strawberries, reminding everybody to juice. And Justin, we can help you to work with some of those things. So, Leslie, Miss Cookie, good evening from you from Beaufort. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As well as Robin Thompson. We can't stop, won't stop, as they say. So wanted to talk about that. So a couple of things happened. A really busy week last week. We had two ribbon cuttings. We had two groundbreakings, and we had a groundbreaking. Well, two groundbreakings and one ribbon cutting. We cut the ribbon over on the east side for the Pennsylvania Avenue Resource Center. We also had the ribbon cutting for the south side, the Windsor Forest Community Center. So we're really excited about that. We also cut the ribbon for the walking trail, Truman, tying now. You can walk or ride without a car 7 miles from Lake Mare to Daffin Park. And so we're really excited and proud about that. Then had a really great 4th of July. I posted the fireworks. It were amazing. I've seen a lot, but this was like the best. We really had a great time with that. Last night was not a good night for us. Was not a good night for us at all. I got a call last night about midnight, 10 minutes to midnight or so. There was a shot spotter call in the 1000 block of West Broad Court, which is over in the Fraser Homes complex. There were 4 adults there with gunshot wounds. 4 adults with gunshot wounds. One person died at the scene. The other 3 were taken into Memorial. One of the 3 was considered to be critical, and the other 2 considered to be life-threatening. We do believe that this was a targeted attack. The people shooting knew who they were shooting at, and and that's unfortunate. I don't know, how and why people would want. I mean, again, if I got beef with you, I'm just not going to fool up with you. And unfortunately, I know y'all think that I can move mountains and all that kind of stuff. I can't stop stupid people from doing stupid things. And as much as we want to, we just can't. Again, this was not someone walking down the street minding their own business. This was people who knew of each other, we believe, or had some beef. This was a targeted shooting. And so our hearts go out to the person that lost their life, and certainly prayers to those that are in critical condition, those that are trying to heal. But we are trying to get ourselves to a point, where, we learn how to resolve our differences in a more productive way. It makes no sense to me that people will continue to act and behave in the way that they act and behave. It just makes no sense to me. Um, and you hate going out, uh, you know, to these crime scenes. Certainly hate seeing um, the pain and agony of family members. And you're trying to make sense out of senselessness because it doesn't make any sense. Um, you know, and we'll get to the bottom of it. We'll figure out who's at fault, but it does not take away the damage that was done. And so the thing that keeps me up at night is how do we stop stupid people from doing stupid things, or regular people from doing stupid things, or from making decisions that would change not only the trajectory of your life in a bad way, but the trajectory of other people's lives as well. So, again, rough night, rough morning. My thanks to the Savannah Police Department. Thank you to the community. I understand we have tips pouring in. We will be able to solve this. Ben is waiting for a ribbon for the Camp Park Community Center. I think you're gonna be waiting for a while because I don't think Camp Park asked for a community center, and I don't think there's space in Camp Park for a community center. I've never remember Camp Park saying that was one of their strategic priorities. But hey, we're open. Um, Good to see Maggie Sam on. She's visiting the people in Atlanta. Terrific Terry Mobley is on. Thank you very much. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Brian. Catherine Grant is late, but she's here. Byron, no, we do not have. We don't have anyone in custody as of yet. Um, so we're still working that case. Of course, you gotta have the right evidence to take people in custody. So um, that time is coming. Um, Good to see Glenda Jones, the Honorable Glenda Jones. Thank you very much. Um, Glad to have you on with us as well. It is heavy, um, but Brian, you are right. Alan, I agree with you, but I will tell you this: the city of Savannah, we don't control prosecutions and we don't control sentencing. Um, our job is to find who's responsible and arrest them and enter them into the system. Um, I know people want to blame me for everything, but the reality is we don't engage in plea deals. We don't do any of that kind of stuff. Um, and I think that's important for people to realize that that's not something that we're engaged in. Um, Prosecutors prosecute. Judge and juries are the finders of trials of fact. They do the sentencing. I mean, I've been very, very clear that if you want to pull triggers in my city, my belief is that you should be in jail as long as you possibly can be, since you have shown that you cannot um, exist among civilized people. And so, but again, we control the things that we control. Shirley, good evening to you. Good to see Veronica Clark, New Boise on. Barbara Crawford is asking about Camp Park. Somebody was asking about a Camp Park Community Center, and I was telling him we don't have a plan on the board right now for a Camp Park Community Center. No, Alan. No, I know you're not blaming me, but I mean, I get the blame. People, well, somebody got a light plea deal. I mean, again, we don't handle plea deals. Um, so, I know you're not blaming me. Good to see Tammy Stone on with us and Sweet Jenkins on. Alice McClary is on. Good to see you. I think that it's really important for people um, to to Alan's point, to understand and know government, to understand and know, where one jurisdiction begins and where another jurisdiction uh, begins. I think it's important for us to be responsible um, in the things that we say and the things that we do. Um, for example, um, some of my colleagues were up raising all kinds of hell about pools, two pools in particular, the pool at Brock Elementary School and the pool at Haven. Elementary School. Why weren't these pools open? Why weren't kids swimming in them? And why these pools are not available to kids in the community? Well, I mean, because hey, Jackie, good to see you. It's quite simple. We don't own the pools. The pools do not belong to the city of Savannah. The pools belong to the Savannah Chatham County school system, and so we can't operate pools that we don't own. But we did enter it into an operating agreement with the Board of Education. But we were not going to take these pools under our auspices, or we were not going to program these pools until these pools pass inspection. Because if we started operating these pools and they didn't pass inspection, then y'all be mad at us. Why'd y'all operate the pools if they didn't pass inspection? Well, I mean, so it's going to take some time because, again, they're not our pools. So we were able to finally get them to pass inspection. And so I've published already the operating schedule for those two pools. The Jenkins pool, which is owned by the Board of Education, we're going to have to close that because something in the pool is broken and we have to get that fixed as well. So again, for us, we're going to be responsible. I think it's irresponsible when people want to fly off the handle with information they don't have or information they don't know. They want to guess, they want to make it up as where they go along, and they don't even know the full story. We have been progressive and aggressive about ensuring that young people have good things to do, but we don't have what we don't have. We don't own what we don't own. And we do not own Brock Elementary School pool. We do not own Haven Elementary School pool. But for us being forthright and trying to be creative, we have an operating agreement, but we're not going to take pools that are broken. They have to pass inspection, and that is the most responsible way to handle that. So the pools will be open, and we'll see where it goes. I do, Miss Ashley, and we'll send somebody out there. Just send me your information, and we'll send somebody out there. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it. Good to see Mike Trainer on, doing great work at the Union Mission, doing some great work, and we are proud to partner with Union Mission. Catherine Grant, thank you. Good to see Carlita Turman. I hope you're doing all right. Jessica, good to see you as well. Angelique, it is always damned if I do, damned if I don't. Thank you, Hector and Candy. Is this Hector or is this Candy? Well, we are glad. We know that Savannah is made up from people all around the world, and so you could be 100% Guatemalan, and you could be 100% Savannaian as well. So I would say hola, y'all, and again, we're glad that you are a part of our city. Thank you very much. Good to see Pastor Leroy Pollard. Good to see you, sir. Alvernia Jackson is late, but she's here. Thank you. Catherine, I am doing well. Hope you're doing well. Good to see Margie Jefferson. Thank you as well. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, Nikki, we don't own the pools. I mean, we're going to operate them, but we don't own the pools. And, it's irresponsible for us to take a pool. That's like us borrowing a school bus to drive without us having expected before we put people's children in it. Because if something happens to that bus, if something happens within that pool and somebody gets sick, then those same parents, those same folks that my colleagues out there yelling about taking on the pools, well, y'all should have checked the pool before you put kids in it. Right. And so, it's always about safety, safety. So thank you, Tammy. Angie Scott from the DMV is on. Thank you, Catherine. Thank you. Oh, Mr. Ashley. I'm sorry, Mr. Ashley. I apologize. Just send me a message. Well, Shirley, we just had a town hall meeting as well. The information is out there. I do a press conference every Tuesday. I do Friday Night Live every Friday. We have a very active Facebook and Instagram pages. We have a 24-hour SGTV station. Our meetings are televised live. Our workshops are live as well. And I think that is important. And, you know, those are the types of things that, we do. On the other end of it, we have to make sure that people take advantage of the information that we put out there. And again, we had a town hall meeting 2 weeks ago, Wednesday before last. We had a town hall meeting. So, and I push information out, but people. I mean, what I guess what's more dangerous to me, people who don't know and then act like they know and raise all kinds of issues. So, anyway, are there any protective talks about the city creating rain gardens and open spaces? Yes, we are. We're talking about that. Good to see Lala is on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lala, thank you for joining us. Debbie! So Debbie Christensen is the owner of Debbie's, which is at the basement of the East Bay Inn. I ate from Debbie's today. Friday is spaghetti day and fish day, and so they always take good care of me, and the food is always amazing, and so I always love coming to Debbie's. And so Fridays is spaghetti. The only problem with Debbie's spaghetti was you didn't give me enough because I was eating it and then I was like trying to get the sauce out of the bottom of the bowl. And I mean, so, but it was great food. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Glenda, the school board was not going to open either pool. The school system was not going to open Brock Pool. They were not going to open Haven Pool. But yet, again, because we are a city that is, we're concerned about young people having access, and because of the heat, we wanted to make sure that we got in front of it and did what we could to be able to deal with it. So, Adina, thank you for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Magar wants to know about the liquor license issue in District 1. I'll talk about that. Wait, before I do that, though, it is so good to see the queen of Friday Night Live, the mother of Friday Night Live, Mother Sadie Campbell is on. She is 101 years old. She rarely misses a Friday night with us. We are always so glad to have Mother Sadie Campbell on with us, even while her daughter Barbara celebrates her 43rd anniversary and did not take Mother Sadie with her. But good to see you, Mother Sadie Campbell. Y'all click some love for Mother Sadie Campbell. Always good to see you. Angie Scott, you're right. It has not been open in several years. And, again, the city is doing this. This is what we're doing. We want to do it. We want to do it. We want to do it. So, yeah, Queen Mother Sadie is 101 years old, and she gets on herself. Her Facebook posts are her posts. She works Facebook better than her daughters do, better than Alverna, better than Barbara. She works Facebook better than them. They have to ask her how to do stuff. So always good to see you, Mother Sadie. So let's talk about alcohol in District 1. And I'm glad you asked me about it because I've been wanting to talk about that for a minute. And I will tell you that everything that I'm telling you is the absolute truth. And I have receipts to back it up. When I was an alderman, and this was, really in the mid 2015-ish, 2016-ish, we kind of did like a study. And we saw that, and it's zoning, and it is half of it is systemic racism. And I mean, I'll call it what it is, that, part of the racism between black, brown, and poor people was where they allowed zoning, which is why in predominantly black and brown neighborhoods, under how all of that went was they allowed very heavy industrial uses. When you look at neighborhoods like West Savannah, neighborhoods like Ogeechiton, neighborhoods like Hudson Hill, they have ports next to them. They have, plants next to them. They have very, very heavy industrial uses that are next to them. And in these black and brown neighborhoods, they allowed zoning. They allowed, things like stores. Hey, Dennis Little. Hey, Angela. They allowed things like zoning. They allowed liquor stores, which is why you look at some neighborhoods where you don't see any liquor stores, and then you see other neighborhoods where there are a lot of liquor stores. And so we did a study and we looked at the area between East Lathrop and West Lathrop. And it's about a mile, right on Bay Street, East Lathrop, West Lathrop. And in that mile, there were 20 some odd alcohol serving establishments within 1 mile. It was dense. It was a bunch of alcohol serving establishments, package stores, all kinds of things, convenience stores, um, you know, and all those types of places. And I was working with the neighbors in the area because neighbors in the area, kept asking. You would have people come who don't live in the community, but they want to put a store in their community. Well, in the store, it wouldn't be just a store because you don't make the money off of the food. You make the money off of the liquor. You make the money off of lottery. And so in those stores, you also had a lot of loitering. In those stores, you had, people who would get their drinks and they would litter all over the place. You had people who would get their scratch offs and they would throw the litter to the ground. And if you superimpose that on wealth, if you superimpose that on crime, we also had higher crime in those areas where you had those things going on. A lot of them was really quality of life issues. So I worked with the neighbors, R.D. Williams, who has since passed away, and we wanted to create a alcohol overlay. And the alcohol overlay was basically saying that we we can't stop the establishments who are there, but we're not going to allow any more alcohol. So it's like a moratorium of sorts. And so let's say the 20 that are in between East Lathrop and West Lathrop on Bay Street. For those 20, if any of them closed for more than a year, then that license goes away. And that means we go from 20 to 19. But the goal was not to grow anymore. And so in 2018, it was January the 4th, I won't forget it. I brought it before council, and the council approved it under Mayor Eddie DeLoach, working with the West Savannah community in creating this alcohol overlay. Basically saying that, hey, Lenora, that we would not allow alcohol from East Lathrop to the canal in West Savannah. Now you can have it other places, but just in this area, we drew it out that we would not allow alcohol serving uses. Keep in mind now, 2018. We also, hey Angela, we also did the same thing along Montgomery Street. We worked with the folks over in Fowler Park. We worked with the folks over at Liberty City, the folks over in Tatumville, because we identified another corridor that had the same issue. A lot of alcohol serving establishments, and so we created a overlay there. Good to see you, Andrew, over there. And then we later on created one in the 3rd District. Good to see you, Jacqueline. And they've worked really, really well in that two things have happened. The first thing is that we don't have any more alcohol licenses going there. And the second thing is that the ones who are there, a lot of them have started cleaning up their act because they recognize that we are serious, that if you're going to be in a neighborhood, you need to be a good community neighbor. So that was 2018. In 2022, a business came into, I'm sorry, 2020, a business in the fifth district came in, and they wanted to get a alcohol license, but they located their business within the overlay. So we told them, all right, understand this now. If you want to have your business here, you can have your business here, but you cannot have a liquor license here. And this business, business that I'm fond of, okay, fine. I mean, they didn't like it, but, you know, they understood. Well, downtown, Angela, is a little different because downtown is a business district. We're talking about in neighborhoods. These are businesses within neighborhoods that are but neighborhoods. I think downtown is a thing all to itself. I think it's an anomaly. So in 2022, this business called The Vintage met with city staff. They met with city staff and said, the young lady's name is Rashida Edwards, said she wanted to locate her event space within the alcohol overlay. This was in 2022. That was 4 years since we implemented the overlay. And I have the receipts, and I will post them if anybody tries to contradict me on this. City staff told her, you can do this if you want to, Miss Edwards, but we're telling you that if you put your business within the alcohol overlay, you will not be able to get an alcohol license. Okay? We have the receipts. A week after they told her that, she went anyway and signed a lease. And since that time, she's been trying to get an alcohol license in the alcohol overlay, which is not permitted at this time. And we have been very clear as a city that if all means all, we're going to create opportunities for neighborhoods to have some livability in their neighborhoods. And that's what we did. And so that is why we have not messed with the overlays at all. Now, of course, Miss Edwards has kept trying to figure out ways to go in and around and over and through variances and all these things. But at the end of the day, the integrity of the council. Good to see you, DJ TY, my DJ, of the council. The council makes those decisions. The council put the overlay there, and the council is the only one that can move it or modify it. And we, because we base this decision based on good data, we have not been inclined to change it. The neighborhoods, West Savannah, Fowler Park, Liberty City, Collar Brownsville, a bunch of them. Well, I mean, package store liquor and diner restaurants are different, but the reality is for us in those areas, I don't think there is a difference. Alcohol establishments are alcohol establishments. And so we make the distinction in package store liquor and diner restaurants in areas outside of the overlay. The goal of this was that alcohol was alcohol. And so we were not going to sit down here and say, well, you can have this, but you can't really have that. We really shouldn't have that, and we shouldn't have that. I mean, again, the neighbors, those neighbors, and those neighborhoods have continued to be adamant that they want the overlays to stay, and so therefore that is why it has stayed. So on yesterday, we have the Savannah Bee Company. The Savannah Bee Company is it's relatively close, and that's the truth. It is not in the same neighborhood. It is not in the West Savannah neighborhood like the Vintage is. It is really more toward the Carver Heights community. It is directly across the street from the M Market Arena, which has a business license. It is not in the overlay, and they have applied for a business license. They met all the requirements. They are not in the overlay. And so, therefore, the city council, over the objection of some council members, granted them a business license. They followed the rules. They were not in the overlay. They met all of the applicable requirements for a alcohol license, which is why they got it. Now, hey Loto, I got them. I keep receipts, and so that's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Miss Edwards can have a event space wherever she wants to have it, and get an alcohol license as long as it's not in an overlay. Anywhere she wants to have it, as long as it's not in an overlay. And the fact is, you can have an event space without having alcohol. She has events at her space. She rents out her event. I have been there. It is a very nice location. It just does not have an alcohol license because it's in the overlay, which has been there 4 years before she even signed the lease for her space. Good to see Richard and Joya Dinkins on with us, as well as Tiff is on with us as well. So, you know, I hate when people try to conflate issues and try to make it about race. Because the truth of the matter was, it wasn't about race. It was about these neighborhoods. Now, some of the same council members, they used to raise hell when people of Indian descent, these Indian folks would come here and they would want to put a convenience store. And we have the records where they would come up and they would say, why would you come and put this in our neighborhood? Why would you want to, where do you live? Why do you want to put this in our neighborhoods? So to me, the reality is this, that if alcohol is bad for a neighborhood, then it's bad for a neighborhood no matter who puts it there. And that's not a decision that we make based on race. We do this because it is the right thing for us to do. And so I sleep well because I know I'm doing the right thing. The keynotes in all of this is this. We put this in place 2018. We had a meeting with Ms. Edwards in 2022. Before she signed her lease, we told her, don't do it. If you do it, you will not be able to get a liquor license. The week later, she did it. She did it. And so, that is the deal. Let me see. How do other areas become saturated? Well, I think that we have started doing community plans in other neighborhoods in which we've created community plans in which we have really curtailed zoning so that we don't have those problems in other neighborhoods anymore. We've been able to kind of firewall that through zoning policy. And so our new zoning ordinance addresses many of these neighborhoods, particularly in some of these areas now have neighborhood plans that say where this can go and where that can go. Dupes, alcohol is alcohol. The same systemic racism is what I'm partaking in. Well, no, Dupes, I'm going to disagree with you because we have the same amount of alcohol establishments on Bay Street between East Lathrop and West Lathrop that were there in 2018. The data has not changed. It is the same amount then that is there now. So, the data has not changed. So it's not systemic racism. It's called community protection and community development. And so at what point does business interests overtake what people want in their neighborhoods? At what point? At what point? And nobody will tell you, there's no one that's been more aggressive about black businesses, small businesses, women-owned businesses, majority firm businesses than me. No one. But on the other end of it, I am also charged to be able to protect neighborhoods. And to me, just because a black person wants to put it there, it's wrong. It's wrong too. It is in an overlay. She knew that. And so she knew that and she put it there anyway and then tried to change the rules after she got it put in there. So, it is what it is. We got the receipts. And so it's not systemic racism, it's called data. The same establishments that were there in 2018 are still there right now. The difference is that we don't have more establishments, which was the purpose of the overlay in the first place. Good to see Stephanie Burgess on. Stephanie Burgess is my attorney. She's an amazing attorney, even more fantastic human being. Always good to have Stephanie Burgess on. Good to see Alderwoman Estella Shabazz. Thank you. Good to see Lady Annette Mitchell. Good to see Jackie Grant. Good to see Rockin' Robin McDaniel Beck. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's why, Byron, I have to do the right thing. And I'm going to do the right thing. And so people want to sit there and say all types of things about me, you know, and, you know, the fact of the matter is that all of our districts are not the same. They're not all built the same. So is alcohol the problem identified? As long as liquor store, then there will never be change. Well, all right, but we understand that. But if a person followed the rules at the time, the rules that were in place, right? So the business is there. They followed the rules that were there. So although I may not like the liquor store there, to be fair to the business, we can't come in and say you cannot have a liquor store there anymore. That in the law is called a taking, and that is illegal. We can't do it. But we can prevent more liquor usage from being there. So, I mean, the liquor store is still there, but I will tell you this much. A lot of those liquor stores have gotten their act together because they also know that we are keeping our eyes on them. So the reality is that the liquor store is there. So because the liquor store is there, we should add more liquor to these same depressed neighborhoods? No, no, no. That at some point you have to be able to do what you can to stop the bleeding, to stop the proliferation of alcohol serving establishments in these minority, in these mostly lower, well, working class to lower income communities. You got to stop it because you don't see those in Ardsley Park. You don't see those in Windsor Forest. You don't see those in the Landers. You don't see those in Southbridge. You don't because they were zoned not to be there. They were zoned not to be there. And so I can't do anything about that because zoning is what it is. They did what they did. It is done. But what we could do and what we have done since 2018, now 8 years ago, have made a way for the residents in District 1, District 3, and District 5 to have a way for these residents to be able to do what they can and what we can do under the law to protect these neighborhoods. And I make no excuse for helping residents to be able to protect their neighborhoods. We ask residents to stand up, and then they stand up. And so as a city, we're going to do what we can to help them. Again, Ms. Edwards could put an event space wherever she wants to in the city. There are a lot of places in the city she could do it and get an alcohol license. She just can't have it there. Why can't she have it there? Because 4 years before she put the business there, there was an overlay there, and she knew it. We told her that, and she did it anyway. So, and to me, the B company, which is not in the overlay, although close, but it's not in the overlay, if the person does what they're supposed to do, then they get the license. If the B company was in the overlay, we would have told them that you can't have the liquor license. And mind you, the difference is their liquor license is for like complimentary, like tasting alcohol associated with bees. So it's not the same thing as the other space. All right? So I just want you all to understand that because, you know, they're going to get it from wherever and bring it to the neighborhood to drink it. That's fine. But the reality is also that, again, you have these folks that have lived in these neighborhoods all their life. And why should we continue to allow them to have the things that help to destroy their neighborhood in here? Why should we continue to allow that to happen? Because they have been systematically and structurally afflicted by these things that happened before us, we should continue to let it happen because it's always been there? No, 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 no. I'm not going to do that. And so they could talk about me all they want to. They can kind of try to drag me. You can't drag me. You could try to drag me, but you can't because I'm standing on business and I'm standing on what is right and I'm standing on receipts and I'm standing with these residents. And so that is why the majority of council has not entertained even looking at this because they understood A, one, why we did it, two, when we did it, and the fact that to this point, it still has not it has not decreased the situation, but has not increased the situation either. So that is what the overlay is all about. Again, you're going to hear people say what they want to say. Again, I have the receipts, and if they keep trying me, I'm going to post all the receipts. I'm going to post the emails. I'm going to post the dates so that you all can see that, again, you know, you can have an event space. We're not telling you can't have an event space. Have an event space. Have your events. You just can't have alcohol there. And if you want to have a event space with alcohol, then you need to go to a place, and there are plenty of places where you can have places with alcohol. I like my little drink too, but there are some places where you just don't have alcohol. There are church places that have event spaces. They don't allow alcohol, but yet they're busy all the time and they have events all of the time, but they just don't have alcohol. And I just don't believe that you have to have alcohol in order to have a good time. Good to see Step Up Savannah. Thank you. Good to see Pat Rossiter on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Robin, I mean, I can only stand on business. We have literally hundreds of alcohol serving establishments in our city. Again, a part of our culture has become alcohol. Glenda Jones, thank you. I mean, you've been standing up for that as well. Again, I'm for businesses, and I know we will be willing to help people locate places. And that's why we had the meeting beforehand to let you know that this is not a place that you should have alcohol. Let's look at places that don't have an overlay. And again, out of all the streets we have, out of all the commercial districts we have, there are only three that don't allow alcohol because of the overlay. Only three. You can have them everywhere else. Good to see Philip Bell on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I mean, people get on here and they want to, y'all this and black people this. This is not about black business. This is about good government. This is about being responsive government. This is about standing with residents. And that's what we do. Again, we started that first one in 2018 was when we got it passed because we were trying to help neighborhoods to help take back their neighborhoods. So good to see the Honorable Kendra Rowe. She is a city commissioner in Brunswick, Georgia. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, we're just saying, hey, we're just trying to make sure the neighborhood's okay. And I just think that the folks of West Savannah, the folks over in Fowler Park, the folks over on the east side of District 3, they deserve to be able to live reasonably without proliferation of alcohol places. If that was your neighborhood, you would probably feel the same way. That some people get to go and they don't have people loitering in the streets. They don't have lottery tickets on the ground. They don't have trash where people buy, liquor and then want to stand outside. You don't have people standing outside after events, kind of chilling and enjoying, the after party. I mean, you don't have those in your neighborhoods, so you don't have that same lived experience as people who do. And all I'm saying is I don't have it either. My neighborhood is 100% residential. 100% residential. But I have to understand the plight of people who have these challenges going on in the neighborhoods. Good to see Mayor Dana Williams, the great mayor of our sister city, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Many people know that Savannah is a suburb of Thunderbolt, Georgia. Again, I want to do what I can to be able to help. And I believe that really, we can find ways to be able to help. Again, we have a lot of places, a lot of commercial places where people can do well and sell alcohol. We just are trying to stop this in these neighborhoods. So Brian, we do that. So our ABC team is our alcohol beverage team. It is made up with Savannah police officers and revenue investigators and state investigators at times, and they go in with underage decoys, and they go in there to try to purchase alcohol. And so again, it does surprise us. Hey, Aunt Ollie. Aunt Ollie had a birthday not too long ago. Good to see you, Aunt Ollie, and we appreciate you. Dupes, is there no exception to the rule? There is a Caribbean store that Caribbean people would love to have alcohol from their islands, but they can't have it. Would I deem that store having Caribbean alcohol a part of the issue in these communities? All right, so the Caribbean store that Caribbean people would love to have alcohol from the islands, but they can't have it. All right, so the question is this: if the Caribbean store is in the overlay that has existed since 2018, the answer is no, because there's an overlay that has been in place since 2018. So then my Caribbean friends would not be able to get it from that store. They can get it from other stores outside of the overlay that are able to sell it. We wouldn't make it like we would make it an exemption because of race. We wouldn't make it because of nationality either. There are also non-alcoholic Caribbean beverages, many of which I enjoy. And so you can get those from the Caribbean store. But because the overlay exists, again, once you start making exemptions here and there and start carving out, you've really destroyed the entire reason for having it in the first place. And so since 2018, we have had these overlays. They have not changed. The conditions are still in place. And again, we explain that to people. City staff, when they come in trying to put in a lease, we let them know, hey, don't do this because there is an overlay here. If people still try to do it thinking that they're going to use the political process, and in Miss Edwards' case, I think she got bad information. Staff told her not to do it. I think some of those folks came and told her, "Don't worry about them. We'll get it for you." Um, you know, and that's unfortunate. But I mean, that's nothing we could do about it. Staff told them what they should have told them. So, hey, Polo, hip hop, you know. Good to see you, sir. Yeah. Oh, I'll talk about that too. Driving in the park. Yeah, I mean, I can, again, I'm not, on here yelling and screaming racism. I think, again, people charge me as the mayor. I'm the top elected official in this city. I have to be reasonable. I have to be thoughtful. I don't have the chance to get up here and raise hell and, you know, call people names. I have to deal in fact, and deal in honesty and deal in common sense. And some of the things I've heard as it relates to that have been straight downright lies, or fabrications or manipulations of the truth. So I'm going to tell you about that, Akeem, while I was dealing with that. So again, there is some possibility, but again, there are. We're talking with our friends in Port Wentworth. Again, that depends on what we decide with the neighbors. So let's see. All right, well, Angela Mack, we're just glad to have you here. We're glad that you moved back. Hey, OC Welch, good to see you, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Dupes. I appreciate you. Personal accountability. Do I believe reparations are necessary? Personal accountability. I think ultimately we're accountable for our actions. I, I mean, I need to. I mean, I don't understand the context of the question. Your question is saying personal accountability. I think people have to be responsible for their actions and the things within their control. Um, Systemic racism. That's like saying the devil made you do it. So I mean, I don't agree the devil makes you do it. I mean, I think people make bad choices. So systemic racism is as it relates to issues of zoning and land use, industrial uses next to neighborhoods and all those things. I mean, that's one thing. Personal accountability deals with something else. So I think you have to give me. I mean, I passed by your question because I didn't understand your question. So I would need you really to, you know, give me a better explanation because I don't understand your question. Do I believe reparations are necessary? I mean, again, there are a lot of arguments out there. I can see both sides of it. I think the best reparations is in restorative policies and doing the right things to help people get back to where they are. That is where equity thought, equity mindset comes in to help everybody to have the same type of opportunity. So, thank you, Ms. Serafina. Good to see Pastor John Anderson. Thank you for joining us. Monique, thank you, thank you. Hey, Mama Julia, good to see you. So that's the deal with that. And then, of course, people try to gaslight it for, saying other stuff. And, you know, again, they asked me about driving in a park. I drove on the park because Justin, again, I said that that depends on what the council says. It depends on the needs of the community. I think we will determine what that is based on feedback from our cities. So feedback from our residents. And so we'll be discussing that again. It depends on what council says. Council allocates based on those needs, and so it just depends on what the will of council is based on the will of the populace. Yeah, Robin, we agree with you. Yeah, a young man died. They said he drowned, and a bunch of stuff about that. Again, I don't know what happened, but our thoughts out there. It's certainly hard for parents to have to bury their kids. Butina, good evening to you. So I don't know if there's any other questions or anything. I know I went on for a while, but it was really important. Angela, the information is on our website. All you have to go to is savannahga.gov, and you can click on there, and you can actually see the information. You can see the information about the overlay. It's also the newspaper as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see. Hey, Daviana, I saw Daviana yesterday. It was good to see you, Daviana. I had a chance to hug Daviana. Good to see Jackie as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Tam Tam. We appreciate you. I just wanted to make sure that you all understood what was being said because people want to get out there and they only tell their part of the story. But you keep trying to put my name out there, I'm going to post everything because I got everything. I got the facts. I got the receipts. I keep receipts for this reason. Josie Jones, good to see you as well. Also, good to see Lala. I do not have any more. I do not have any more information about that. But anyway, been a long day. I've been on for quite a while. I gave y'all an hour 15 today, even though I started late. But again, appreciate you all. We love you all. It is hot in these streets. Y'all make sure to be Savannah Strong. Alex, I'm working on my song. It was good to see Sheriff Coleman yesterday. Dupes, Reggae Mart Grocery, I sure will. I love Jamaican food. I'm from Brooklyn. I love Caribbean food. So thank you. Barbara, we're still trying to work on that from Miss Turner. Jen, just they had me all over the place. But anyway, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being with us. And as always, thank you for not listening to the foolishness. And thank you, as always, for being Savannah Strong. Good night, everybody.